Prime Minister Mottley, you just announced Barbados' Debt-For-Climate Conversion, which many describe as an innovative way to create that fiscal space for climate investment. Tell me, for the average Barbadian, what does this mean?
That without having to pay more money, we're going to get to upgrade the South Coast sewage treatment plant, that we're going to be able to use that water to augment water resources that we already know are short in the country, and that we will also not only augment our underground water resources, but we're also going to be able to do irrigation for farms in St. Philip, because we're going to carry the water up there, and once it is non-leafy green vegetable agriculture, we can undertake that as well. And then finally, of course, by upgrading the treatment plant, which you know was the problem when we came to office with sewage on the street, that we're in a position also to protect our nearshore environment in a way that it was intended. When the first treatment plant was built, it was just about separating solids. This one is about actually treating the water to a higher level. So it's actually going to be a higher quality water that goes into the aquifers to replenish it than the one that we currently have now.
Tell me about the involvement of the private sector in this partnership, specifically CIBC.
We would have had to go to public tender, and a number of financial institutions globally tendered. Of course, I was very happy that CIBC Caribbean had a competitive price, and in fact, they had done the work, winning the tender previously on the debt for nature as well in 2022. So they're already in the space, but as you heard from them, if we didn't have the partnership of the IDB, and the European Investment Bank and the GCF, it would almost be impossible for them to be able to assist in this. One, because the risk would be too high, and two, the cost of capital, the cost of the money, the interest rates would be also too high. So we've literally broken new ground by being able to come and discuss with the Inter-American Development Bank. This is the first ever one the European Investment Bank is involved in. The Green Climate Fund has been working with us on a number of projects, as you know, and in this instance, we're looking at both grant money as well as a concessional loan from them to make the whole project happen. It is likely that there will be also savings coming out of this, separate from what we use from the interest savings to build the South Coast sewage treatment plant. It is likely that we will also get money for 5 years back to the Water Authority, and the amounts could be as small as 4 to 5 million or as high as 7 to 8 million, depending on when the structure of the project is completed. And without adding a cent to our debt, because we're using existing debt to be able to do what we're doing, but just reprofiling it and using it differently by having the partnerships and the guarantees and the loans.
Prime Minister Mottley added that the process is at the tender stage in terms of the construction of the sewage plant, and a review of those applicants will take place in late November. Reporting from Washington, D.C., Krystal Hoyte, CBC News.